It's Josh Johnson in 3D!
Ooh, I'm in 3D. Good popcorn. Admittedly, I have a lot of gripes. I hate revolving doors. There's just, the door is fine. A door is good enough. A revolving door is just trying to be fancy and complicating everything along the way. It doesn't even feel like the revolving door should have been invented. Revolving door feels like it actually came first. Like whoever invented the wheel was like, hold on. Wait, I think I'm cooking right now. And then someone came along and made a door, like a regular one, that just swings one way. And everybody was like, yeah, let's just do this. I live in New York, and there's a lot of revolving doors, and it can be very high stakes. It can. I don't know. Look, all of us have different abilities, and whenever people are a bit older or aren't as spry, a revolving door is basically double Dutch for them. I've seen it. I've been looking at people looking at the revolving door like, just worried. You can see it in their eyes. And then they let extra slides go because they're like, I didn't like that one. I didn't like that one. No, that one trying to ruin me. I'm gonna let that one go. Got the revolving door cut into these slices of pie. I went through a revolving door. I thought, hey, it's the way out. I have to leave. It's the way I came in. There's not another option somehow. And then I got in the revolving door, and as soon as I got in, I felt something. Almost immediately, I got in and I felt something. And it was slower to push. And so I didn't know what was going on. And then I turned around and a man got in my slice with me. This grown man went ahead and was like, and now he in there with me. Oh, it was upsetting. I was over here, because now I can't even move like I want to because my legs are bumping into his legs. This was some sort of assault because this, do you know what I mean? Like front thighs shouldn't be touching back thighs like that unless we know each other. This is crazy, because now I can't even move like I want to, because then it's backing up against him. He rubbing up against me. This was very upsetting. And then we stopped. Then I can't even go any further. Like, we fully stopped. And he's like, go. You're not going to hop in my slice and rush me. I'm also trying to go. I want to go. You have no idea how little I want to be here right now. Ooh, I want to go so bad. You're not supposed to be in here with me. You should be in. You had a whole 3 other slices to get in, and you chose my slice. And so now we can't go at all, and I'm pushing. And then he over here tried to help me push. Don't reach over me, sir. And we're pushing, and we can't go, and then we hear, ah! And it's because we enclosed somebody in the revolving door. Because someone else with no sense of timing or distance management tried to jump in the revolving door and got chopped in the middle. They standing right in the middle of the revolving door. Got them over here like this. And every time we were pushing, we were closing them in it again and again and again and again. And I don't know why they didn't scream. They just over, go. That's the closest I've seen somebody act like a video game where I'm like, no, you have agency. You should be slipping one way or the other. Devastated. Then he over here turning around looking at that dude. Back up! Back up! I hate revolving doors so much. I hate revolving doors too, because sometimes I'm just doing what I'm supposed to do. You get in, you push, right? We all know how they operate. Except for that one at the airport that they have started doing. This is a crime. Some airports in America, supposedly land of the free, have installed revolving doors that revolve when they want to revolve. You get in and you step in. No one has told us why they're doing this, by the way. It's one thing if you're going to be openly corrupt, but to install revolving doors that nobody can operate, if you push it, it'll stop. It'll get an attitude with you. If you get too close, it's like, well, I'm not going anywhere at all, and neither are you. How about that? Like, I hate this revolving door so much. When I want to go, I should go. It's a revolving, it's supposed to move. And over here, they'll have the instructions on the glass. Getting too close will cause the door to stop. You're not my daddy, all right? You're a door. You do what I say to do. And so then you get in one of these, and obviously nobody fully understands. They didn't make an announcement. I didn't see any local news. I was like, hey, the airport gonna have a new door. You kind of have to use it because the regular door is locked for some reason, and you can only... The only thing I can think of to use revolving door for is that it does help keep the weather out. Like if it is really cold, every time you open a regular door, draft comes in, everything. Revolving door keeps it cut off. So that, hey, fair enough. Fair enough. But it's May. You could argue the weather will not get better than this. And you got this thing, stop it. And so I'm used to it now. I fly enough that sometimes I get in there, I see it, I'm already upset. As soon as I see it, because it's not like a regular revolving door, 4 slices, it's only got 2 slices. This is the in slice and the out slice. And you walk up, and every time I enter one of these, I'm entering it with someone who has never come across it before. And so every time I walk into one of these revolving doors, I gotta warn the person that's about to walk past me that they are about to walk into the glass. And you're about to walk into the glass takes too long to say. So I usually go, And then they walk into the glass. And then the glass stops. And then we live here now. No, I can't stand a revolving door. Because then also, look, I am my size. This is it. I weigh what I weigh, and I'm the height that I am, and then, you know, the rest of my life is going to be accepting myself. But when I get in a revolving door and I push, because of how I'm pushing, I understand the pace that the door is going to go. It's responding to my push. Even when I push with other people, as long as they're around my size, that's fine. We're all pushing together, all right? We're like doing that thing that they used to do on the ships in the movies when everybody was turning something together. We're in a communal effort to get out. But every once in a while, someone much bigger, much stronger than all of us, just, you know, one of those people that walks around, oh, did I rip the telephone pole up? I have no idea. I'm just a giant. Every once in a while, I get into a revolving door with one of them, and they'll be in the one behind me. They'll be in the slice behind me, and then they push, and then I get pushed so fast, so hard, that I don't get to leave. I literally see the outside, and then I get whooshed past the outside because I didn't have time to get out, because they so strong that they basically turned this into a regular wheel, and so now it's spinning. You don't ever want to be pushing a revolving door and then have the other side of the revolving door hit your back, and now you're along for a ride. It's infuriating. It's stupid. I don't like it. This is a very confusing time, too, because we don't know what's happening. Sometimes I'll get on the internet, the World Wide Web, and I'll try to express to people in other countries, we don't know. We don't know what's going on either. Like, I know y'all confused. We confused too. You confused? How you think we feel? We live here. Oh, it's coming up. It's almost our 250th birthday. As a country, it's almost 250, and I don't know if you ever met a 250-year-old, but we seem kind of like that. I've met someone who was 100, and I was like, ooh, time beat you down. Do you know what I mean? Because at 100, you're sort of like, you're like not sure. Like at 100, you're like, am I ever gonna die? Like this is. At 100 years old, you feel like you're just not on the list or something. Like, don't get me wrong, 100 is a blessing. It's a blessing to live so long and see the world change so much. If you are 100 years old, the world has been getting progressively better since you were a kid. When you talk to people who have relatives that are like even in their 90s, and then they ask them, what's the thing that changed their life the most? They have wild answers. They'll say stuff like running water. These people were alive for amendments changing, and they're like, yeah, but the water come right to you now. You meet someone who's 100 and they're like, look, everybody I know is gone. Everybody I love died a long time ago. I don't know what I did. I almost feel cursed. I didn't know eating this many vegetables would do this to me. I had no idea. Listen to me. Everyone that I love is gone. And then you're like, well, I'm here. I barely know you. Which one are you? Because here's to be fair to them, once you get to great grandchildren, you can't be expected to remember those names. That is unfair to that person. That person has lived easily like 89 years. They're not going to remember every great grandchild, and there's no way that every great grandkid is gonna like spend enough time with them that they're able to tell them from like anybody. You know what I mean? So you're talking to them, you're great, maybe even great. I don't know how long it takes to get to 100. Maybe you got 3 G's on it. And they're telling you, listen, come closer. If I don't go soon, you do what needs to be done. You're like, great, great granddad, I can't. You can't ask me to do something like, of course I can ask you. I don't remember which one you are. You can't ask me to, of course I can ask you, just do it. How would I even do it? And then they overhear, because they in one of those like beds, you know what I mean? Once you hit 3 digits, they put you in that bed and they're like, you really don't need to get out. Like, there's nothing for you to do. We'll go ahead and bring everything to you. Don't stop. You've been bending knees for a century. That would be unfair to ask you to get up and grab the remote. Go back, because I don't know if you've seen like 100-year-old person's bed, but it's state of the art. No, they look like Professor Xavier in there. They got a button for everything. How would I even do it? And then they overhear like, what does that mean? What are you trying to tell me? Just flip the pillow. No, I can't do that. Of course you can. Look, I fought 2 world wars. I fought in both world wars, all right? I didn't kill people. I wasn't even sure if they were on the other side. I just did a lot of killing. Yeah. And if it's that bad for someone who's 100, imagine somebody that's 250. That's what we're like. 250 years. Wow. And we can't even agree on history. You know, depending on which state you go to school in, you get some very different history lessons. There's some that'll tell you like the whole history of the country, which is, it's as checkered as any other country. We're just more sensitive about it. No matter where you go, if you actually learn the history of any country, there's been brutality of person to person from the beginning of time. We're not exactly special. We did do some things way longer and worse than other countries. But every country is going to have parts of their past that they're ashamed of, and then whether or not you cover that up will show your character as the people leaving a legacy behind for the people coming up behind you. But, you know, you'll go to some places and they'll be able to tell you. These kids will be able to tell you. As long as ChatGPT didn't do their homework, they will be able to tell you the history of this country. And then you go some places and you're like, I don't even think what you're saying was written in a book. I think you just glomming on to certain parts based off of what little information they gave you. It's like, oh yeah, you know, the Mayflower got here, and then all the pilgrims were like, oh, wow, no one's here. And then they built a bunch of log cabins, and then something Abraham Lincoln, and then out of nowhere, Abraham Lincoln, he liked to go to the movies too much, so he was at the theater, and then one of the actors was like, stop leaving bad reviews, and so they popped him real quick, and then, you know, he never yelped again, and then you fast forward a little bit, and then this really nice guy, Martin Luther King Jr., died for everybody's sins, and so now everything's fine. And you're like, which part of Florida are you from? This is very curious. I'm confused. I'm very confused. I'm sure some people don't even know to be confused. There's a very puzzling thing happening right now where there's a lot of events coming up. There's going to be a ton of celebrations, and nobody really knows how or why or which are going to be the ones they want to attend, because there's a thing called America 250. America 250 has been planned for like a decade now. It was put together by Congress, and it is a mix of private citizens and lawmakers coming together to have like a, completely nonpartisan celebration of the country and its 250th birthday. And there's like money that they've set aside, and there's all these things they plan to do. And then there's a thing called Freedom 250. And Freedom 250 is basically supposed to be all that stuff, but it is Trump doing it. And so then it's just funny because it's like we were already planning a birthday party. It's one of the Trumpiest things to do for Trump to be like, I'm planning a birthday party right next to your birthday party. I bet you everybody come to my birthday party. It's like, all right, you could have just supported this one. No, we got to do it my way. And true to like Trump branding and marketing, it is confusing. And then Freedom 250, they had a big bash plan, like a big old concert. They had plans. And when I tell you they were bringing the heat, these people, for Freedom 250, they weren't messing around. Freedom 250, they were like, we need the heavy hitters. Y'all aren't even ready for the names they booked. Y'all not ready. Freedom 250 lineup gets announced. And they have Milli Vanilli. Yeah, you heard me. Milli Vanilli. They booked Vanilla Ice. That Vanilla Ice. They booked Flo Rida. They even booked Young MC. White people, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna be candid for a second, be vulnerable. I also didn't know who Young MC was. Like, that one does get a pass. They announced this lineup and like, they even booked Bret Michaels. You know Bret Michaels from that one and only VH1 show where he was trying to find love. It was like The Bachelor, but sadder. They announced this lineup, and honestly, it was a moment of unity. It was a moment that brought people together across both sides of the aisle. I'm talking about Democrat, Republican, progressive, conservative, leftist, centrist. Everyone came together to say, what is this? What? Y'all booked Milli Vanilli. And sadly, one of them has passed, so I don't know. I don't know if that's Millie or if that's Vanilli. And then people start pulling out. People start pulling right out. They were like, oh, wait, we were misled. We didn't know. And look, admittedly, they didn't know the difference between America 250 and Freedom 250. They were like, we were told, when our agent sent us the email, we were told this would be like a state fair type of thing. We didn't know that it was going to be this thing that divides people and this like Trump back thing that, to his credit, young MC was like, I can't be a part of this. Bret Michaels backed out. He was like, hey, yo, no. Flo Rida stayed. Vanilla Ice also. And Milli Vanilli. To be fair to Milli Vanilli, they don't have much going on right now, so they're kind of. But how fitting. How incredibly fitting for Trump to book Milli Vanilli. If you're not familiar with Milli Vanilli, they were like a pop duo. Huge. They had that one song. And look, they were two gorgeous men over here singing, we thought. They were over here singing, and look, I've seen the clip, but I admittedly don't know the song. I don't know if the song is actually called Girl, You Know It's True, or if that's just the part that skipped 85,000 times. Because they already had the dance number like fully choreographed and everything, and they're like, girl, you know it's 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 girl. And then everybody that was there was like, wait, what was that? Is that the remix? What? And then they were exposed for not being the ones actually singing. They had been lip syncing the whole time. And honestly, there was in entertainment, it feels like that moment was a little bit of like loss of innocence of the audience. Like up until then, maybe this was happening all the time. I'm sure it was, where like a singer would get sick and still need to perform, and so then they'd sing to a track, or they'd be having a backup track that was way louder than them. I'm sure that there are people who had Milli Vanilli-like careers and never even got caught, because maybe they didn't get popular enough, or maybe they just lucked out and they never had a track skip moment like that. But it's so fitting that someone like Trump would see Milli Vanilli and be like, yeah. It's like, it's irony on the level of a film. Because Trump has a very Milli Vanilli career himself. He's had plenty of Milli Vanilli moments. You know? Who would have ever thought that this huge global pop sensation actually wouldn't be singing their song? That actually sounds insane if you were to guess that before it was exposed. And likewise, Trump has had many Milli Vanilli moments. Who would have thought an American president would ever look right at the sun? I feel like right about then, even if you voted for Trump, you should have been like, uh-oh, that doesn't seem... Somebody had to yell, Mr. President, don't look at the sun. To a man that is grown and the president. They got Flo Rida. Flo Rida's like... Flo Rida's known for that, like, apple bottom jeans. You know what I mean? Yeah, that one song. He's known for that one song. You know, some would call him like a one-hit wonder in a way. I haven't kept up with him enough to know if there are other hits that have happened since I was in high school. But maybe there have been. But you could even, to a degree, call Trump a one-hit wonder. There was that one time that everybody liked him when he was in Home Alone 2 for 3 seconds. Jeremy, if that had been the end of his career, we'd be like, Trump pretty good. You know what I mean? Like, no, he is. He pointed right there. He pointed right there. And then Macaulay Culkin walked over there. He did just what he was supposed to do. Makes sense that Trump would book Vanilla Ice. You know? Every time I see Vanilla Ice, I have a similar reaction to when I see Trump. They're mysteries to me because when I see either one of them, at any point, I always ask myself, what is he doing? What is his plan? I look at Vanilla Ice rapping exactly like I look at Trump talking. I'm like, what is he saying? What is... And then people start pulling out. Trump was furious. He was like, I tricked these people fair and square. How dare they pull out like this? You fell for a ruse. I can't believe you wouldn't honor your word. And so then Trump said, hey, you know what? We don't need these third-rate artists. Which is such a funny insult when you booked, The only thing I've seen that's exactly like that was one time. One time I was at the mall and this guy was trying to throw some game. He was shooting his shot at the cashier who was working at the Corn Dog 7. All right, and I think in his mind he was like, she already working at Corn Dog 7. I could show her a better life. And so, you know, he was throwing his game down hard. He was over here like, what you doing? What you doing? And she was like, working. Just for all of us as men, if you ever get a one-word answer, it's probably not gonna happen. Don't put yourself through the struggle. Because you know what she knows what he's trying to do, he knows what he's trying to do, but also one-word answer, it's not exactly conversation. He's like, what you doing? Working? Okay, well, you looking good. I mean, you looking very good. Look at you. And she went, my uniform? He was like, yeah, but you know, I bet you look good in anything. Yeah, you know, I just noticed you over here, so I thought I'd come over and say hi, you know. see if I could brighten your day the way you brighten mine just by shining in my direction. Yeah. Trust me, I was watching, try to get his attention like, you know what I mean? I hate to see a slow train wreck, you know? Like, a fast one's interesting. You're like, wow, that came out of nowhere. A slow one is just like, hit the brake, hit the brake, hit the brake, hit the brake. And then, and then she was like, so are you gonna order something? Or... Mind you, there's no line. It's like, so you gonna order something? It's like, yeah, you know. I was looking at all these numbers up here, and I was really just hoping I could get yours. Now, at this point, I have left my seat. I'm now off of this peripheral, like. And then he was like, yeah, I was hoping I could get yours. And then she said, I don't have a phone. Which is a hard, that is, you know, people always tell you when they're trying to give you confidence, when you want to approach somebody and, you know, ask them out, that the worst thing they could say is no, but I don't have a phone. In a year that starts with 2000 is a little worse than no. And so then she's like, I have a phone. He's like, oh. I'm sorry. Wait. Don't make me laugh. Wait. I'm not even kidding. I'm not even kidding. I'm so serious. Okay, wait. It's like, I have a phone. And then this dude went, oh. Maybe I could write you. And I'm not, now at this point, I'm down on one knee, basically, bam, like, stop! And she like, oh, because to be fair to her, I'm sure she thought the I don't have a phone thing would stop 99.9% of humanity. So when he asked if he could write her, she was like, oh, I'm unhoused. I don't know what to tell you. And that was when he caught on. That was when you saw a switch where he was like, oh, she doesn't want, I'm being rejected. You see it, you know what I mean? I was close to him by now. I was in line now. I was in line looking over his shoulder, and you could see in his face that for the first time it like clicked. Oh, she doesn't like me, she's not interested. So you saw this dude just like sit with it for a second, nod his head. I think his lip quivered a little. And he was like, I don't "I'll love you," and then walked away. And that's the same energy Trump had when he was over here tweeting third-rate artists over the people he booked. That's insane. Third-rate, you booked them. And so then he said, "You know what? I don't even need these third-rate acts, all right? I mean, I know I can book somebody right now. You got bigger numbers than all of them. I can book somebody right now. Got more numbers than all of them put together. More numbers than Elvis." When he said more numbers than Elvis, I genuinely, for a quick second, because the movie is out and everything, I actually wondered if he genuinely thought Michael Jackson was still alive. Like. No, that would be the most Trump thing ever, to have like all these people pull out, Bret Michaels pull out, all these people pull out, and then turn to somebody and be like, "Get me Michael Jackson then. We're gonna show everybody." For a second, when I was reading his post, I was like, I think he thinks, because these are already a lot of artists from like a 90s, early 2000s type era. I'm like, I wonder who he's talking about. And then he was like, "Yeah, I get somebody, got more numbers than Elvis, could pack a whole arena." Me. Because that's not the only thing happening. That Freedom 250 concert is not the only thing happening. There's also UFC Freedom 250, sorry. And this is a weird thing for me. I'm gonna be honest with you. There's a lot of conflict in me with the direction that UFC has gone. For me, as someone who watches like mixed martial arts and stuff like that, I watch boxing, I watch like MMA, Muay Thai, I watch like karate tournaments, wrestling tournaments. I just like combat sports, which always surprises people in a way that's offensive. I tell people that I watch MMA and they're like, "You?" As if there's some sort of barrier to entry to watch. It's just on. I'm just using my eyes. I didn't say I do it. I tell people I watch MMA and they're like, they look at me like I just did a somersault. They were like, "Oh, okay. Didn't know you had it in you." But I watch a lot of it because here's my thing. I think that you can become genuinely invested in a person and their story, not just their skills. At the end of the day, all of combat sports is testing yourself and your skills against someone else and their skills. So I'm not like bloodthirsty. I'm not looking to see people have like lifelong injuries or anything like that. I think that the contest is interesting. And I think that these people, when you get to know them, a lot of these fighters are so much like the people you have in your life. And most of them are genuinely fighting to give their family a better life. You see the stories, and obviously there are some fighters that get really famous and we get to know them really well and we get an understanding of who they are as people. And then there are other fighters that come and go and we never really get to know them like that. But you can get incredibly invested. I've been invested in MMA for a long time because I always have a deep respect for people that can do things that I cannot do. Like I look at when I was a kid and how I was bullied. And then you look at a fighter like George St. Pierre, who was also bullied when he was a kid. But he got into karate and mixed martial arts, and this dude became a world champion. He turned all that bullying, all that pain, I'm sure a lot of that fear about the next time he'd be confronted into something incredible, into something really inspiring. And then there's people that maybe they don't become world champions, but you just see them in one fight. You could see so much of yourself in them. Like there's a fighter, I might mispronounce her name, I'm not trying to, but her name's Shi Ming. And she means this tiny woman. I don't even remember what weight class she was fighting in, but she had what I believe was her UFC debut. And she got in there, this tiny, tiny little woman, and she fought her heart out. She fought with so much precision. It was genuinely astounding. She won by KO through a head kick and knocked out her opponent. And then they come to her for the post-fight interview in the octagon. And she had one of the sweetest voices. They asked her how she felt about her fight, and she was like, And your heart just melts as soon as she starts talking. They're like, how do you feel about your fight? Congratulations on your win. And she's like, I think I showed too much mercy. Mind you, her opponent left the octagon on a stretcher. So I'm sure if I was her opponent and I was laid there, I'd be like, what else could you have done? But that wasn't even the most astounding thing about her. Not that she was small or that she could fight so well or she had such a cute voice. Because later on in the same interview, she was like, yeah, a lot of people worry about me because I have bad eyes and I'm tiny, but in here I'm the boss. Which is chilling. But that's a thing that you can really connect with. You can really see yourself in that thing, being underestimated. And then proving that your skill is not to be taken lightly. It's an amazing thing. And the most amazing thing about it, when you really get into the story of the person and not just a fighter, is that you see that KO wasn't even the most interesting thing about her. This woman was a doctor. Yeah, she's a young doctor, just became a doctor, and her parents had no idea she was fighting. They found out with us. Imagine watching your daughter go to medical school, become a doctor, you go to graduation, everybody happy. She does her residency and everything. Is your daughter MD on a diploma? And then one weekend you flipping channels. And you see somebody that look like your daughter being interviewed by like Michael Bisping and saying, I think I showed too much mercy. And then a woman in the background just laid out. I think you'd be like, did she go to medical school just to know where to hit people? What is Imagine now, you fighting this young lady. Maybe it's this other person's debut too. We only really talk about the winners. We only really focus on the winners. Maybe it's this person's debut too. And they lose. And they put just as much in. They put just as much heart. They have skill. They've worked on their technique, but then it happens. Sometimes you lose. And you get the brakes beat off you. And then it's to the point where you lose bad enough that everybody, including your coaches, like, don't move. And you're like, don't worry, I wasn't gonna move. And then they actually carry you out of the octagon in a stretcher and take you to the hospital. And when you open your eyes, you see the woman that knocked you out. Standing over you. Nah. Nah, if I woke up and the person that knocked me out was also my doctor, I'd be like, I think I'm good. There was even a time where I felt like all of my friends were rediscovering or discovering for the first time the UFC in the pandemic, because when the pandemic hit and all these sports were just closed. They were like, we'll figure out what we can do, but right now we can't. Because fighting it's a team sport in theory. You have your people behind you. You've got your cut man, you got your trainer, you got your strength and conditioning coach. You have as many people to help you as you can afford or as are willing to help you. But at the end of the day, you got to be out there. And so what they did, UFC was, I believe, the first sport to come back. And what they did was they were able, through people's teams or just people being willing to be by themselves, made these bubbles. They made these like quarantine bubbles that people would stay in, and then they started to make fight cards. But because they could only have so many bubbles, and because it was hard to get travel, and it was even harder with travel just because of the pandemic, there were some people that got to fight like 4 times in a year, easy. They could turn right around in a fight that they hadn't been injured at all and fight again. This is something that's very difficult because normally when everybody's willing to fight, everybody's clamoring for a fight, it's hard to get booked again. But you saw people become real stars in the pandemic because they were able to fight 4 or 5 times in 1 year, which is crazy. The other thing that happened was that now, because there were no crowds, they were having these televised UFC events. But for the first time ever, you could hear through the camera that was shooting the show. Usually it's too loud. It's like an arena show. People are screaming, coaches are screaming. But for the first time ever, you could hear what the fighters were saying to each other the entire time. It was like a crazy, different experience. I don't know if we'll get something like that back fully, because it wasn't even something they planned for. They weren't like announcing it as some sort of feature. It just was what happened. And it was in that time, watching fights in the pandemic, where you could hear the fighters, that I realized how much like us, like me, they are even when they're fighting. We imagine these people fight like out of a movie where nothing hurts until they walk back to the locker room or something. But these people, there was one fight where it was a striker versus a wrestler, and the wrestler went in, took this dude down, and we all heard him go, "Oh, you strong." He was on the ground trying to get up, and the dude was trying to like climb him to get mount and everything, because then there's no getting up. And as he's fighting to not let this dude mount him, and as the dude's fighting to mount him, you just hear him go, "This sucks." I watched a heavyweight fight. I watched this heavyweight fight. Heavyweight fights are always tense because anything could happen. One shot, one punch could knock your opponent out. These are big, big guys. Even in their technique, like the people who are wrestlers, if they take their opponent down hard enough, they might knock them out just like that. And I saw this big old dude just go for it, because some of these guys, the way they're built, they don't always have the best balance. Sometimes you can see them throw a kick and they look worried. Like a heavyweight will throw a kick, and unless they are like one of the agile heavyweights, while they're throwing the kick, you can see in their face where they're like, "This is it. If this doesn't work, I'm gonna spin right around." But you saw this guy throw a kick to the body, and you even heard, because once again, you can hear everything better. So you even heard the pop of him connecting, kicked that dude in the side, pow. And then the fighter that he kicked went, "Oh. There was one fight Kevin Holland was in, who he has incredible striking. Kevin Holland's fights are always entertaining to watch. He's an incredible fighter. But there was one fight where he was getting wrestled hard, and he was having trouble getting up from round to round. And because you could hear everything, you heard him turn to Khabib Nurmagomedov in the middle of the fight. He's got a corner, but he still turned to Khabib and was like, "Do you have any advice?" Do you have any, look, I'm about to go back in. Say something. And I'm not gonna lie, that's exactly what I would be doing. If I survived one round of an MMA match in the UFC, I would immediately turn to everybody. I'd be looking at the crowd like, do y'all have any ideas? Y'all need to hurry. It's 12 seconds left. Say something quick. And now they're bringing a UFC event to the White House lawn. They're gonna fight on the lawn. They're gonna fight on the lawn at the White House. They're gonna fight at the lawn. They're gonna fight on the lawn at the White House. No, I just want you to hear how it sounds to the rest of the world. They're gonna fight on the lawn at the White. First of all, I didn't know the White House had that much lawn. They're gonna fight on the lawn at the White House. What is it? The president is gonna fight on the lawn. You know, it's like, and it's like they shouldn't just have a fight. It shouldn't just be a fight. There should also be like a Buick on blocks. No, they're gonna fight on the White House lawn. You know the White House. No, you know the place that he already tore up. They're gonna fight in front of a torn up White House. They are gonna make Washington, D.C. look as Oklahoma as possible. You got half the house demolished. You got a fight on the lawn. And look, I watch UFC from time to time. I love MMA. I watch a lot of MMA. But this is unnecessary. It's also a bad idea because it's an event outside, and there was just a shooting at the White House outside. This is why nobody believes these when they happen. No one has any like level of care or discernment or anything. That's why you look at the White House Correspondents' Dinner. There was a shooting, and then they continued the dinner. I've never had dinner good enough for a hot bullet. I've never been mid-meal and then had to leave for a shooting. You saw there was a shooting at the White House, and it completely. No, we just don't mind anymore. That should be a big deal that there was a shooting at the White House. Hey, you saw every single one of those reporters had a different reaction. There was one reporter, you heard the gunshot, and look, you're a journalist, and you cover the president, so you should know what a gunshot sounds like by now. And so everyone had a different reaction. There were lots of people reporting White House in the background, and you were hearing the pops. And it was like 30 pops. You can't slam a car door that many times. You saw one reporter was over here as soon as the pop started. To her credit, as soon as the pop started, she was like, I really don't care about this job like that. And she went ahead and got off camera, moved out the way. She was done. Like, you can go look at the footage. She was gone. She was like, nah, I'm good. I can do something else. I look good on camera. I can do plenty of other things. I talk well. And then there was a reporter. This man tried to keep reporting. You could see where he short-circuited a little bit. Because he was gonna try to keep reporting, and then he heard like the 28th shot, and he was like, never mind. Like this man was up here like, today, Democrats called out the pop Supreme Court for pop. You know what? And then he took the mic off. Why take the mic off? Just move. The mic is not weighing you down. Shooting on the White House lawn, and then you had that one reporter, pop, and then she was like, what is that? You know you've lived a good life when, as an American, you don't recognize gunfire. What is that? What, do y'all hear that? What is... When she leaned her head out, I was so mad at her. I don't even know her personally, but I was like, no. We don't check for gunfire head first. Over here. What is that? And then someone said gunfire, and she was like, oh. Oh. You got this UFC event on the front lawn. Freedom 250 concert. Confusing everybody. It's so insane. This is so stupid. This is like remarkably stupid. This whole thing, it's like, I get it, it's 250. You gotta celebrate, but not like this. Not like, this is like revolving door level stupid. This is the most infuriating. This is so dumb.
When I